Hello from your friendly neighborhood DoorDasher. I thought I'd go over a few tips for those of you that are looking to get in dashing or are dashing, especially when it comes to grocery orders. The main thing you want to do is take your time and make sure you have the correct item. The big thing is contacting customers when needed. And don't be afraid of contacting. I know some people are, but you need to contact the customer when appropriate. Make sure to send pictures of what's available or what's a possible substitution when you can't find the actual item that the customer wants. So, for instance, I have a customer who wants 2% milk of a certain brand, and it's not there. So I click unavailable, and they have no substitution. So I usually still contact them, even though it may bring up saying either refund or send suggestions. I will send suggestions and take photos and send them to the customer, and then proceed to continue shopping. And after about 5 minutes, if I don't hear from the customer, I'll contact them, call them, and usually most people will pick up. When they don't, just continue to shop. When you're done shopping, go ahead and message the customer again if you haven't heard back from them and say, I tried calling earlier, but I'm going to wait around for a couple more minutes, and if I don't hear a response from you, I will refund the item for you. Thank you. Something simple as that. I like to get close-ups of the products when I'm taking pictures of them, so the customer can see the product name very clearly and the price. So hopefully it's the same price range as what they're looking for their original product. Now, when shopping, when you get to the grocery store, I'm not picky about where I park. I park wherever there is availability, and then I proceed to click the button saying I have arrived. I like to do this at grocery orders so then I can look through the list while I'm walking into the grocery store, so it gives me an idea of what I need to get and where to start. The app will show the aisles for most items and will give you an idea of where to go. Sometimes those items are not in the correct aisles, which happens, but you'll just need to find them. At some grocery stores, it lets you modify where you find the item if the item is not where you found it. So, for instance, if it says an item is in aisle 3 and you found it in aisle 4, you can change that. You click a thumbs down button on the location, and then you get to change it and say you found it in aisle 4. And that helps other DoorDashers as well. So when I go into the store, I kind of map out in my head where I'm going to go first, where I'm going to start, and where I'm going to finish. Some good things to keep in mind are like dry goods and goods that are non-perishable. You want to get those items first. So you either start at one end of the grocery store or the other end. So either aisle 1 area or aisle 18 or 25. And then you just start getting all your dry goods. Then you go down the aisles and proceed to shop for them. When you're done getting the non-perishables, then go ahead and get the fridge items. And then after the fridge items, then go ahead and get your frozen items. Those should be last. So if you're going to be picking up grocery items for customers, make sure you do have cooler bags. I have about 5 of them in my vehicle. 2 that are quite large, and then the other 3 are, it can hold a couple of bags, maybe 1 or 2 grocery bags. I like to have as many as possible. There are sometimes I get 2 or more grocery orders, so I have to have enough room or enough bags, cooler bags, to put them all in. And it takes about an hour and a half sometimes to deliver 3 to 4 grocery orders. So you want to make sure you have good cooler bags that keep the items nice and cool. As for alcohol items, it's pretty simple. Just make sure the person has an ID on them, and you check the front for the date. If the person is obviously over 21, not a big deal, but I still check just in case. And then you scan the back. That has changed in the past. I like where DoorDash has it now, where you check the front and then you just scan the back. It used to be where you take a picture of the front and so on and so on. But other IDs you can get are passports or military ID, and then there's one other, and I can't remember what that is. Shopping for produce. That can be a little bit tricky sometimes, especially when you have to weigh the items. DoorDash has changed the way you get produce or plug in the numbers for it. Now you have to type in the produce number to make sure you got the correct item. And I get that because organic and non-organic have different numbers for them. And there are times where I don't see the organic name on it. I don't know what it is, but they should try and bold it to make it more obvious. But I do like typing in the number, produce number, because it makes sure you actually got the organic item or non-organic item. But what I like to do is I like to gather all of my produce items that I'm shopping for that I have to weigh before I scan them or put them in to the system, because usually they only have one scale at the grocery store. Sometimes I have multiple scales, but sometimes they only have one scale at one end of the produce. So you'll be going over here to get green peppers or onions, and then you're bringing it all the way back, weighing it, then going all the way back, getting another item, weighing it. So what I do is I just grab all the produce items, and then I go to the scale and I just boom, 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 plug them all in. At the end, when you're done with your grocery order and you're checking out, I always keep the receipts. I know DoorDash will say, throw away the receipt, keep it. The reason being is because sometimes when you're done with an order and you go out to your car, all of a sudden you get another order for the same grocery store you just came out of. So then you have to go all the way back in, get that order, and when you go through checkout, all of a sudden it brings up the order you just finished and tells you to scan the receipt, and it doesn't let you go on until you can do so. So it's a little bit of a glitch DoorDash needs to fix. It rarely happens, but it's happened to me 3 times. So I just keep the receipts, because then I don't want to sit around and deal with waiting around for support for 10, 20 minutes and them trying to figure out what's going on. So it saves you time. Just saying, keep the receipts and then just put it in the person's bag. Another important thing, go the speed limit. I know you want to race around and everything, but really it doesn't matter how quickly you get it done. You're going to get the same amount of money whether you finish it quickly or slowly, as long as you're on time. And DoorDash gives you plenty of time to complete an order. So take your time, go the speed limit. Don't go way under the speed limit, and really take your time. Don't drag your feet. Just drive normally and just get the order finished. And you also want to be making sure you go slowly over speed bumps and try and avoid potholes, because sometimes that can spill anything that you're carrying or delivering. As for orders, acceptance orders, I accept them all. I don't discriminate. It doesn't matter how little it pays. I accept all orders. And again, I've said this before. It's because you don't know if the person's sick, if they can't make it out, if they have a disability, if they have kids at home that they can't get out, if they're a daycare center, there's people under the influence or intoxicated that are being responsible. That's why I accept every order, because there are people that actually do need it and that can't physically make it out. And DoorDash does make it up to you. You are going to get some crappy orders, but you will get good orders too. In the end, they keep you on a monthly hourly rate. My weekly rates may change. Like 1 week I make more per hour, and next week I make less. At the end of the month, it's pretty much exactly the same hourly rate. So no matter what you do, how bad one day or 1 week is, it gets made up. So don't get discouraged. Just keep going through it. Tips don't really matter in the end, because DoorDash will give you that hourly rate. Just keep track of it per month, and you'll see it's the same every month, no matter what. Which kind of defeats the purpose of a tip if they're going to do that. So it's like, kind of pointless. If you customers out there want to give your DoorDash a tip that'll make a difference for them, give cash. Very rarely do I get cash tips, but you tipping on the DoorDash order just goes towards that hourly rate for the DoorDasher. So if you give a huge tip, DoorDash will end up recalculating that, and then that Dasher will probably get less orders or lesser paid orders to compensate for that large tip that they just got from a previous order. So if you're making, $15 an hour and all of a sudden someone tipped you like $40, you'll be sure you will get less orders or more orders, just a lot less paid. So I don't understand the whole point of tipping on DoorDash. If you want to actually tip, give cash. That's my advice. That's what I do when I order DoorDash. I won't tip on there. I'll just give the person cash. So those are a few tips. Hopefully that helps. I'll come up with some more. That's just a few of the things I can think of off the top of my head for right now. But I'll write down some more things that I can think of. So that's just some friendly advice from your friendly neighborhood DoorDasher. So if you enjoyed this content, please like, subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions. Maybe if there's something I can add. I will be putting up some more content this week. All right. Have a safe day.